thatmovieguyUK.
It's almost the weekend and movies are coming out as always, some not so exciting, some that are very exciting, which is why I'm here right now talking about Beach Rats. It's made by Eliza Hittman, who, this is her second film. It did very well during the festival circuit. Sundance, she actually did win Best Director for this film, and also it was one of the most talked about films during the London Film Festival. A quick synopsis for the film: during a miserable summer in Brooklyn, Frankie, played by Harris Dickinson, his father is dying and his mother wants him to find a girlfriend during this time. He rather would smoke drugs and hang out with his friends. During this time also he is actually venturing onto the internet and actually talking to older men and finally actually meeting up with them while actually being in a relationship with the girl. Beach Rats is a very subtle, delicate and tranquil film. It uses a lot of minimalistic shots, a lot of eye shots, hands, lips. It's a very sensitive film, but the progression of the film of 1 hour and 39 minutes is just very luscious, and it's a very nourishing film. You learn so much about Frankie from just very simple body movement, body language, his facial expressions. The dialogue is not so heavy in this film, but the use of the human anatomy just works so well, and Eliza Hittman really hits it with this one. I have a very weird Lynn Ramsey kind of feel to Hittman's film, but at the same time it's not an imitation or anything like that. This is her own work, and that's what's so fascinating about Beach Rats. It has some of the best cinematography of the year, in my opinion. It just gives this borough of Brooklyn such a very dark and gritty look, and just how Frankie's life is just so stalemate and it's a very confusing time for him. And this is one thing about Beach Rats that I like. It is a real good depiction of Generation Z and how they are trying to become who they want to be, but at the same time struggling at that aspect. You know, the use of technology and everything like that. Behind closed doors, you are who you want to be, but in front of your friends still it's a very difficult time. So it's a very great portrayal of that time in your life, especially for this current generation. Aspect of the cinematography, again, it's very powerful, it's very striking. It uses so much of the scene that it just impacts you all the time. And even though for a slow burn film the cinematography elevates the runtime and it just makes it just, oh my god, this film, you really need to watch this film. The story is very compelling, but at the same time it might be very repetitive to some viewers. Frankie's scenarios are always the same, but something different happens every time, but we just get this Groundhog Day effect. But it works so well for it because the tension continues to build and build, because his courage with meeting older men is actually growing and growing, so it just becomes a lot more impactful by the end. And sometimes when you actually watch this film, you actually feel like it's very much more documentary based. It just feels very natural, and it's such a raw narrative. You just feel like you're just following people around all the time. I couldn't obviously not discuss Harris Dickinson. Harris Dickinson gives one of the best performances of 2017. The fact that, you know, such a lack of dialogue. The lack of dialogue really helps the character, and it actually helps enhance it. His confusion and unsureness of what he is and what he wants to be compared to what society expects him to be is such a very interesting and intricate part of the film. Maisie Weinstein, the girlfriend of the piece, she actually does a very good job as well. She's not utilised as much as you want her to, but at the same time I felt like she was a very good ignition to Frankie's life, and I actually commend her for that. It will be available on Curzon Home Cinema this weekend, so you should definitely check it out if you are interested in this kind of film. It's not going to be for everyone, of course, but if you are interested in actually watching a very interesting film, please give this a go. My written reviews below. Go on my website, www.thatmovieguyuk. Thanks for watching, guys. Diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, and I will see you in the next review. Peace out.